Alright gang, we're back in the harbor. I had a work thing that kind of got out of hand. That's why it was a delay in the episodes. I don't want to talk about it. Let's get into this grilled cheese shaped block that we got to fill in right here. I'm actually excited to do this because I went on a workshop and went crazy finding assets that perfectly fit. Look at this. Hey, look, man. And it's a Army Navy surplus store. Navy, Cold Harbor. Hey, look, sometimes Jesus just takes the wheel. I take no responsibility. Look how it fits right up against that rail line, man. Oh, that's so perfect, man. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of details, nothing too over the top, just so the area starts to, I want this area to be finalized. There's no way to add parking. I can't add too much depth to it, so we might as well just make it feel finalized. I'm also going to add the Mac. I don't know if this is a theater. I tried to look it up online. Matter of fact, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's finish filling in this difficult shape because nothing was regular, man. I had to get on a workshop and really, I had to use my noodle, my thinking cap, all that. But I found this little 45-degree angle. It's kind of an industrial building, but we're going to reco that into maybe a commercial asset or something like that. Maybe put it as a dummy building. I don't know. And then we got this other kind of corner piece. And you see, we're just going to kind of fuse this together. We're going to kind of jug this shape. It's not exactly 100%, but I think if I get my fuse on, I can kind of get me a shape that feels sort of realistic. I mean, it's definitely a height difference, but maybe, you know, it's some pigeon coops or something up there. You know, maybe that's where Nino shot G Money. Who knows? So let's get a little bit of details going down on this corner. Again, not over the top, not going crazy. I just want it to feel complete. Let's put a pizza sign down. Wait a minute. Fat Da Vinci's. Hold on.
That's racist.
Is that racist? That seems kind of racist.
That was racist.
Yeah, that's racist.
I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just overly sensitive for the last, from the last, you know, however many years of living in America. But if you're Italian and you're in the comments, let me know. Is Fat Da Vinci's racist? I feel like if there was a place called Hungry Luther King's, I would be like, hold on, cuz. I don't like how that sound. I'm getting off track. Let's get back into these details, man. So I'm laying down some curb assets, and you see I just kind of copied that one piece over. I got a bad habit of doing stuff, and then I realized, bro, you could have just did one and copied it. I don't know why I do that. But it's not going to be anything dramatic, but I do want to put a little fountain down here. Let's hit it with some of those bare London plane trees. I'm also going to put an Italian flag, you know. So, again, we're not representing no Da Vinci. We don't know nothing about no Da Vinci's. We representing the most famous Italian American to ever walk the planet. Y'all know who it is.
Yo, Adrian!
You damn skipping. Now, I might not know nothing about Da Vinci's, and I might not know nothing about Versace's, but we could talk all day about the Italian stallion, because he's the GOAT. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this little 45-degree angle building, and then we're going to move on to our Mac Theater. Now, I wanted to look it up online. Even though we're using it as a comedy club, I kind of wanted to see, like, what do they actually do? What kind of shows do they put on? I was looking at the marquee, and it says this show right here is sponsored by the Key Murray Law Firm, law group, law folks. So I had to look them up because I'm nosy, right? And I wanted to play a little game. Let's play which one of these people will we hire to help us beat the case. Now, the first thing I noticed when I saw the roster is, wow, nary a nigga. But I can't fault y'all for that. Maybe you live in a niggaless town. So let's hire somebody. I'm not gonna hire that vampire. I'm not gonna hire the old version of the dude from Modern Family. She look like she a school teacher. He look like he pedophiling. Who we got down here at the bottom? Oh, I hate his hair. Oh no, sir. Who we got? We got Colonel Sanders at the bottom. I don't like none of these people. I'm gonna have to hire Ginger Shawty right here, man. Little Thicky, Amber D. Wilson. Amber Wilson, let me see what you got. We got credentials over here, accolades, laurels. Amber, I'm gonna give you this bag. You better help me beat this case. I also just realized we're way off track. Let's get back to the game. So I'm definitely gonna give some attention to the front side of this Mac Theater. I'm gonna hit it with a few quick tiles, some of the only tiles that look good with the snow maps. A lot of the tiles don't work like at all anymore, man, so I'm limited. But before I really dig in on that situation, I want to put a couple of facades down here on the side of this Army Navy surplus store. So we got the Zigzag Records. This is definitely one of my favorites, and the Flashback Dax, I'm not even sure what word that is, but we're just gonna stack a few props in front of that to make it look kind of lived in. Probably some corner boys be sitting right there, Marlo and Bodie and them. Down here back at the Mac Theater though, I did see these little spots that have like some little posters that are a part of the asset. So I'm gonna use this Ruthie Brown billboard because it's more or less in the same shape. I mean, it's a little wider than the assets poster is, but we're gonna use PO and kind of jig it into position, and then we're gonna bounce out to Photoshop and we're gonna make some custom billboards. I like Ali CD. He's hilarious, so we're gonna put him on the side. Maybe he's doing a show down here, doing a part of his tour or something. I think this is a little dark. I'm gonna have to reload this texture right here, make it a little brighter. There we go. And front side, I figure we could do something like an open mic type poster right there. You know, open mic night, comedy club. Maybe we could have our own comedians in this city. And on the other side, I like Nikki Glazer. I think she's hilarious, man. We don't gotta have no sausage fest on the outside of the Mac, man. We can give it up for the ladies too. I'm gonna sprinkle a few of these little water towers around, and I'm also gonna put some planters and stuff outside just to make it kind of look sort of nice. I mean, it's not next to something that's that nice, but I mean, they got sponsors like the Murray Law Firm or whatever, so you know, it would be a little bit of upkeep. We're gonna jump down here and add a few of these fire escapes. We pretty much done with this though, man. Like this little block, it just feels. Look at that view, man. Going up underneath the oh man. This is why I play the game, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, so jumping back down to our little coastal area, you remember in the first episode we laid down this ginormous industrial mill asset. I love it because it's almost so big that it's a part of the skyline. You know what I'm saying? Especially for it being right on the coast. I need to finalize this up, man. We need to show some tender love and care to this asset because it is such a prominent industrial asset in this community. I'm even use Rico to add some more jobs to it later on once our population kind of gets stabilized. But one thing I wanted to do is add a little mini dock area. This is like one street, bro. You know what I'm saying? My thought process was I was going to use this Ronix Docks network. Somebody actually made a network out of the docks, and it was going to save me some time. It super didn't. I still had to do a bunch of the work, but we might as well use the part of it that is functional, which is kind of like the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of lay this out right here, and I'm going to add a little bit of space because I do want to add some props and stuff for right now. But again, with the future thought of maybe I'll throw a block or two down here, maybe a small industrial block, just so at least somebody's actually using the road. This is the part that kind of made me mad. I really still had to go do all of the surfaces by hand. I also noticed that I tried to do my little cool rounded side right there, but it's not gonna let me do that. I'm gonna have to use node controller to make that sharp. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna copy some of these surface areas so we don't have to do it, you know, one block at a time. And I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, and again, I'm not looking for it to be, you know, I'm cool with a little imperfection. At the end of the day, we're gonna slap a big giant surface over the top of this anyway. I was at this point in the video thinking it might be cool to have the snow covered dock, but man, you can't really use no textures and decals and stuff if I leave it like that. So you will see me cover this up. Right now I'm putting some of the railings on. Now I haven't spent a lot of time around docks. Like, I don't live in one of them types of places, so I'm doing a lot of guesswork right now, basically is what I'm trying to say. But I am gonna add some of these little tires. That looks so dope, man, with the chain on it. Come on, y'all. That just look like some Pittsburgh. It look like some Philly docks. I just love that. I'm gonna take a second to kind of get a feel for this little area next to it. Now I've got my mind made up. I'm not adding a keyed up coastline with the clean brick and I'm not doing that. I want my coastline to be kind of messy. I want it to be like they want to build stuff right there, but what you gonna do, man? It's all these rocks. I'm also gonna put this like crashed ship right here, like it's kind of wedged in the rocks, like they could never get it out, and you know, it's just been there so long. It's almost like a little tourist thing. People that in the neighborhood, they just kind of come hang around it. They do the Leonardo DiCaprio thing on Titanic. They be jumping up on the thing doing that. Police be having to run people off, all that. Since we are working on this area, we might as well finalize the actual factory too. But the first part of that is getting these trucks to come. They got to swing around the back, man. You got to put these deliveries on this side, man. I don't want y'all just stopping right there in the middle of that 4-lane. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to use some procedural objects on some of these little warehouse props that I got from the workshop. I'm gonna copy a couple of them. I looked for functional assets, but there's nothing that really fit that little tiny space. I'm also gonna use some of these port cranes and all types of container props. And I know this is super overkill. I mean, this place is literally one road. There's no way they would be doing any type of, you know, cargo shipping or anything like that. But I'm not building a one-to-one on any level. I'm just building something that just kind of looks cool in the cinematics, man. So we're gonna jig these containers. I also got these crates. I'm gonna stack up and just give me one little kind of template stack, and I'm gonna sprinkle them around, and I'm gonna delete a couple here and there, turn a couple of them, just so it doesn't look so uniform. But it's easier than trying to like go, you know, really like get in there and stack them up one by one. That takes forever. Plus it ends up being all over the place. I feel like that looks a little bit more realistic as far as, you know, just some boxes and stuff that would be sitting outside of a warehouse that's near some docks. Put some more of them on the other side over there near our little crashed ship. We got to come up with a story for why they ain't moved that ship, man. It's got to be a story. I'm going to cut away a couple of these rails because, you know, they got to lower the little thing so people can get on ships. I'm also going to use one of these bombed out shelters. Y'all remember this one from Rivergate? That's where I built a little template for my pit fighting thing, and then I put it in the inside warehouse. So we're gonna put one of those right there. I don't know why they don't fix it. We definitely gonna put some props inside of it though to make it feel like, you know, maybe some people be in there up to no good. I'm gonna have to stack some of this stuff right here in the middle, and I'm actually gonna have to slide it because for some reason it's not letting me put props right here on the edge. So I'm gonna slide those in. I'm gonna slide this light post just so we can see all this stuff a little bit better. And this is me putting my surface down because, like I said, I lose the dockiness of it all if I can't really put no textures down. But I'm gonna try to put some like kind of smeared up white looking stuff that kind of makes it look like, you know, they still have to deal with the snow. And I do want to have a semi-realistic entrance to this area, even though they're not really worried about, you know, people coming down here and stealing or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, I did see they dropped a Find It. They dropped the Find It mod for City Skylines too, so I'm definitely probably gonna attempt some playing around with it a little bit later on. I just don't know if I'm gonna let it interrupt me playing this city right here, man. I gotta get back for what happened to Rivergate, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even really got a bunch of neighborhoods like that in this city yet, so I am gonna fire it up. I'm gonna update it. I haven't even updated the game, and I'm gonna mess around. I'm more worried about like the traffic AI and the industrial stuff not actually functioning the way it's supposed to and getting excited about a city. I'm more worried about that way more than I am about mods and stuff. So, but I am gonna do some testing. I've been talking for like 12 minutes straight, man. We gotta get into some music or something, bro. I'm all done.
Now let's take it way, way back to when your mom was still for the streets.
Who's gonna buy a lady a drink?
99.3 Chill Nation.
Special shout out to my girl Cities by Diana, man. She a real one. Brand new exclusive joint. Y'all know how we do, man. Let's go.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. I know time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. So unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on. Didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far.
Alright, so now that this little project is finished, let's zoom out and then zoom back into this little block right here. I'm slowly filling in this little downtown corridor. So we're gonna add a few more kind of big, chunky residential buildings. I think one of them might be an office building. And on the back side, I'm gonna put this Savoy Hotel asset that I love. Trying to, you know, bear in mind the crawling height. I like that little alleyway back there. I'm gonna be able to put some stuff back there, man. I'm also gonna use, for the first time in this city, some of these Japanese parking assets. Matter of fact, let me speed through this little part a little bit, man, because it's really just some tedious detailing. But you can see I kind of made me a little custom parking lot on the side of the Savoy Hotel, and I actually put that sign for, I think it's from LA. I put that on top of it just so it would have a little bit something extra. Also, I've been noticing some people getting sick. It's probably from all the noise, so I need to go ahead and put this little teeny tiny pharmacy asset, and I'm also gonna put one on the other side of the little canal, just so the cars don't have to go so far, because those assets really don't have like a really wide radius. They, you know, it's only like a block or two, so I don't want people getting sick from the noise. I'm also going to extend out this little area right here, because I am going to end up putting maybe one or two more little things right there up against the coast. With this building right here, I wanted to use some signage on the outside to maybe kind of indicate you walk into this main door, and inside there's an entrance for, let's say, a Lane Bryant on one side, like that Lane Bryant sign, even though it's a little hard to see, and we'll put a finish line on the other side. And then maybe if you continue on through that little vestibule area, little receiving area, maybe there's like elevators so people can go upstairs to their apartments. I'm gonna put a few dead bushes outside in these planters. I'm also extending out my power line network. Now these power lines, we don't need them to like, they're not functional like that. Really, it's just for aesthetics, because I can't put a lot of trees everywhere. Just adds some street decoration, some street detailing, making everything kind of feel a little bit more lived in. I also have this, it's like a tram sign, but I'm using it as more like a wayfinder type sign, one of those city wayfinders. You are here. Put a couple of news boxes next to it, just to make the outside of this area feel, you know, like it sees a lot of business, it sees a lot of traffic. Y'all can see it's right across from our favorite covered path that we made in the last episode. Gonna put some decals down to make everything just feel kind of gritty. And this little alleyway back here, you can see I put the tire decal back there, like it is somebody be driving their car back there, or maybe just a garbage truck or something. I'll put some debris and stuff back here. I want to go in later on and really like make a story out of something going on back in that little cut, man. I'm also going to put a few signs on the front of our Savoy Hotel so it doesn't look so blank in the front. Just kind of taking our time. This is kind of the tone of the series. We might not do big giant swaths of land in grand neighborhoods, but we're going to make sure the stuff that we do lay down is like super detailed, adding little extra customizations wherever we can to just make it, you know, make it feel like Cold Harbor, man. We got to give this city an identity. I'm going to sprinkle around a few more of these little dead bushes in these planters. Probably be bussing when it's a little bit warmer, but you know, it's dead in the middle of winter now, so everything's dead. That's the end of this episode, man. I appreciate everybody for checking me out. If this is your first time ever seeing me, man, like, comment, subscribe, all that. If you're a returning customer, you probably already be doing that, man, because I be seeing my like ratio be kind of alright. Like, y'all be engaging, y'all be at least trying to push your boy into that algorithm, man. So while y'all doing y'all part, I'm gonna do my part and just keep dropping these dope episodes and trying to do it on time. Y'all check out the cinematics I see in episode 4.